Howdy, folks. It's Sharon again, and I have more sense to make. This one comes to mind a lot because of me and my experiences in the last several years. I've had a lot of health problems. I'm not asking for sympathies or anything else. I've had a massive heart attack. I have very limited blood flow through my body. I wear out quick. I've had a stroke. I've got vertigo. I can keep going. There's no point in it. However, my ex-wife, I still call her my wife, we're still very close. She's in the hospital today. As a matter of fact, I got to go pick her up shortly. But it all comes to mind again because I got a phone call earlier and I thought it was quite remarkable. I got a phone call from my cardiologist office because of a bit of an episode I was having when I left there the last time. Nothing unusual for me. This happens. I'm getting used to it. I like it. Freaks people out. But, it is what it is. You learn to deal with it. What really surprised me is they called and said, "How are you doing? When you left here, you weren't really good." No, I wasn't, but I was getting past it and I was improving. They actually took me down to the ER, which I didn't stay for because whatever's going on with me, who knows? They don't know. They're trying. They're trying their best. And that's what this is about. When you're going through things like this, you can't say, "Nope, they're the doctor. They got to come up with this. They got to tell me what's going on." That's like taking your car to the mechanic and saying, "It's broken. Fix it." Well, what's wrong with it? What's it doing? "Oh, you'll figure it out." Really? I had a customer do that to me one time. "You'll figure it out." Son's trying to tell me what's wrong, and he's in his mid-40s. And his dad said, "Don't tell him, don't tell him. I hear that this person's really good, and they will figure it out. Just don't." I said, "Okay, we can do it your way. I can take and drive your car for the next week." Oh, by the way, that's at the shop rate, which isn't cheap. And it would actually be at the diagnostic shop rate, which is a little more. And I can drive it and hope it does something that's what you're talking about. And maybe it's not. Maybe I'll fix a problem, a real problem, but it's not the one you're complaining about. The car can't talk to me. However, you can talk to your healthcare people. And they still haven't figured me out. But at least I communicate, and I try. And with my ex, she's communicating, and she's trying. And then you have to take their advice and work on it. Sometimes the advice isn't right. Sometimes you got to modify it a little bit. Because every one of us is different. Some people say, "Well, that's why they call it a practice. Because they're practicing on you." You know how many different models of cars and trucks there are? There's over 300 every year, and they change every year. Okay, we have some basic components of people that it's a lot less than 300. But when you consider all the individuals, just look around where you live, your friends, who's with you. How many of them are built and act and respond just like you? Nobody. You have to be responsible for yourself, along with the doctors trying to be responsible for you. You've got to work together. If you expect everybody to make demands or you make demands and it's not reasonable, I'm willing to bet you don't, and all those folks in healthcare don't have ESP. They work very hard. They're very busy, okay? They're not dealing with just you. They might be dealing with hundreds of people. And they make notes and they put it in their records. And my last visit at my cardiologist appointment, the nurse practitioner, I think that's what she is, wonderful person. She called me and we talked. But while we were there, she's looking at the chart and saying, "Wow, I had no idea all this stuff has happened to you in the last 4 months." But it did. Okay. She went through it. We spent some time. We talked about it. If you don't do that, how do you expect them to figure it out? She said, well, nobody told me about all this. Why would they? They don't know me that well either. And the ones that do, there's some healthcare professionals that know me really well. One of them is a lady I met in 4th grade. Still love her to this day. I think she's just retired, but I'm not sure. Anyhow, she's a nurse. She's worked a nurse in outpatient surgical in the same hospital I've been in multiple times this year. And she never came up to see me. And it wasn't because she didn't know I was there. It wasn't because she didn't want to come see me. It was because she wasn't allowed. There's this pesky little thing called COVID, and they're not allowed to go to other departments and other floors. They're doing the right thing. Would I have loved for her to come up and chat with me? Oh yeah, very much so. I think the world of this person. But she wasn't allowed to because she was doing her job and helping to protect those around her and those that come in contact with her and those she comes in contact with. Now, I could have said, well, I guess she doesn't care about me anymore. I'm on 2 floors up or 4 floors up or whatever it was at the time, and she won't even come see me. Well, she wasn't supposed to, and she did the right thing. And I got to applaud her for that. I know she was tempted to. But all of these folks have to do the right thing as best as they can, and they are busy. So if you don't get involved in your own care, if you don't tell them what's going on, if you don't work with them, how the heck are they supposed to help you? You want help, help them help you. It's really as simple as that. Don't be a cranky pants. Don't cause problems. Don't be a little diva. Don't holler and yell and gripe and complain and be entitled because you're you. Guess what? I'm me, and I do all those things because I'd like them to help me. And they do the best they can. And I could sit here and say, that's not good enough. How do you expect someone to do better than their best? You have to do your best too. It's a team. Respect your healthcare workers. Help them. Talk to them. Discuss things with them. If you don't, you're never going to get anywhere. Well, just my opinion. Till next time, you have a good day.